Hello there, everybody! I'm Mr. GamePie, and welcome back to Let's Play Kirby's Dreamland 3. Last time we went through the first 3 levels of the game, so this time I feel like we're gonna get through the rest of the world. Also, if I can bring your attention to the camera at the beginning of the level there. You could basically see that, it was not really cooperating with me very much. And that's a problem that happens throughout most of the game. You're gonna start at the left of the room, and you're gonna have to start going over to the right, and then the camera is going to take quite a while to shift over to where it pans over to the right, and you can actually see what's in front of you for a reasonably large amount of distance. And, yeah, I mean, in this level it wasn't so bad because there was nothing around me for a while. Oh no, the bat got me. But, that won't always be the case. There will be some levels where there will be enemies there before you can really see them, and I don't want either of these people because I have a hamster. I have a hamster. Do you really need anything else at that point? That was the worst thing I could have chosen. Okay. But, yeah, here we're going to see... Basically, there's a variety of missions in this game that kind of get repeated as time goes on, but, like, of varying different ways. But by using the stone ability there and going down this pathway, I get to fight this guy! And he sure is a guy! I believe his name is Bobo. Oh no, I got hit. I hit him. And yeah, I'll eat this guy and get the fire ability, because Rick's fire ability is really good. Yeah, here we have a monkey. And we pick him up, and by bringing him to the end of the level, we'll get a heart star. Yo, and yeah. Just the way that the camera pans, just pay attention to it at the beginning of rooms, because it's really annoying to me. I take issue with this camera pan. Could go grab those stars right there, but they're not especially important. Grabbing enough of them will give you an extra life. I believe it's 30 that you need. I could grab that maximum tomato, but I'm only down 1 health. I'll be fine. Also, I guess I really need to beat these guys with fire ability. I could probably just run past like half of them, but... I'll set them on fire, because I like setting things on fire. It's appreciated. I mean, after all, who doesn't want a fuzzy, fire-breathing hamster? It's the best partner to have. Especially if he's an Australian hamster. Which is only a thing in the anime, but, you know, sometimes the anime can create very interesting things. Anyway, here we see the girl with her monkey, and we get the heart star for it. Excellent. I'm gonna try to go maximum distance. Nope, I got nothing. Didn't get the 1-up. Alright, so this level. We have this fish here as the person that we need to appease for our heart star in this level. And that means that it's one of our animal helpers, like, important people, I guess you could say. Throughout the game, the people that are going to give us the heart stars are often going to be like relatives or important people to our various animal helpers. So in this level, we have Kind's wife, who is a fish, obviously. But over the course of the game, we'll also be running into Pitch's mom, Rick's and Nago's girlfriends, and Choo Choo's best friend. So for all these missions, we need to take the associate animal helper. No, that's not exactly what I wanted to do there. And bring that animal helper to their loved one. So in this case, we have to bring Kind over to his wife. Which means that we have to play as Kind for the level, pretty much. At the very least, from here on out, because we aren't going to get another Kind in the rest of the level. Also, they're giving you all these Paracel enemies, which... Paracel is not a very good ability for Kind to use, unfortunately. But fire is actually pretty reasonable. This is one case where an ability actually got buffed from one game to another. Kind's fire ability back in Dreamland 2 wasn't really all that great. But here the fireball is a bit bigger and it travels a bit farther, so it's more helpful. Of course, oftentimes, whenever you have to bring an animal helper to their relative, the ensuing level will not exactly be good for their particular abilities. So that level had no water for Kind to go into. Anyway, there we go. Another level successfully completed, and I did not need that. Okay. And now I'm gonna go back and grab another Rick real quick. And I'll meet you inside the level. Alright, here we are. So yeah, now we have a fire hamster in a forest. I guess you could consider Rick to be the original flaming napalm hamster. Let's just wall jump up there. Sometimes Rick's wall jump can be a little bit finicky. Oh, I guess I could have just gotten Rick in this room. Oh well. More hamster! Now this does bring me to something about this game that's a little bit of not something that I like about it as compared to Dreamland 2. In Dreamland 2, whenever the game gave you an animal helper, you would know that whatever they could do, they were going to be helpful for the oncoming section. Whether it's because they were just going to be good at it, or because you needed them for a rainbow drop, which was, of course, that game's form of collectible. But in this game, that's not really the case. If they give you an animal helper, there's no real guarantee that they're going to be helpful for anything up ahead. Like in this level, we don't really need an animal helper for anything here, but they gave us an option of Rick or Choo Choo at the very beginning. Rick isn't especially helpful here, but Choo Choo is also not really helpful at all, so yeah. But anyway, in this room we're going to be finding a variety of shapes, and we need to get them all because they're for a clown who juggles the shapes. This is apparently a room that some people have difficulties in, not able to find the exit to it effectively. Honestly, the exit is in a bit of an obvious location, but there are a lot of optional side pathways that one can get lost in, I suppose. And if you're going to find all the shapes, you're going to need to use some of these side pathways. Perhaps this level was supposed to give the player an understanding that they could use Rick to wall jump. Because after all, without wall jumping, how would they get out of some of these places down here? Rick certainly can't make a regular jump that high. Or maybe they would just leave Rick behind, I don't know. As for myself, I knew that Rick could wall jump before even starting to play this game, so that's good. I'm pretty sure they tell you that he can wall jump in the instruction booklet, but I mean, you know, a lot of people don't read those, so who knows. If nothing else, this game did use a lot of really cool visual effects, which is not something that happened a lot in the Super Nintendo days. Like, remember, this game came out a little bit after the N64 was released. So, by this time, people had pretty much figured out what the Super Nintendo could do to its maximum effect. In fact, I believe that this game actually used a special cartridge that allowed it to do things on the Super Nintendo that the Super Nintendo normally couldn't do. So we have a room for Nago or Ku, but Rick! Also, these little black ball enemies down here that, like, turn into spiders. They're a very special enemy, because these enemies, if Kirby eats them, they actually damage Kirby. And I don't mean just, like, inhales them, I mean, like, totally swallows them. Oh my goodness. I'm just messing everything up here. There we go. And I believe this is... those enemies are, like, the only instance of this happening in the Kirby series. Like, you know, I've seen so many, like, you know, arguments where it's like, oh man, Kirby versus this guy, and then the argumenter against Kirby would be like, yeah, well, if they would end up inside Kirby, then they just blow him up from within, and it's like, you really can't do that. The only time that it's been done in the series has been with this one particular spider-like enemy, and it's never really... Oh, I guess you can't jump on that guy. It's never really explained why that particular enemy can actually hurt Kirby from the inside. It's just them that can do that. Also, conversely, these enemies that are spinning on the trees, if Kirby swallows them, he'll get healed instead. So it's pretty interesting how, you know, the enemies that do that are, like, really close to one another, and I'm going to do that real quick. There we go, got my health back. It's beautiful. And I gotta need to do that. Okay, I'm just gonna move on. I could get my health back from those guys, but it's the end of the level anyway. I'll probably just grab a maximum tomato or something. And there we go, the clown is juggling his shapes, all happy about it. And I got the maximum tomato. Excellent. And I'm gonna need it, because we're up against the first boss, Wispy Woods. Alright, Wispy Woods is a little bit different in this game. Instead of making fruit fall from the sky, okay, there's his air gust. That's pretty typical stuff. Are you not gonna do anything? What do you want? There we go. Yeah, he actually spits out the fruit this time. And it can be more than just apples in this game. He can actually spit out, like, yep, there's an eggplant. He can spit out carrots, which is actually a vegetable instead of a fruit. And now Wispy Woods is angry at us. And he does continue spitting out fruits. Oh, okay, yeah, oh yeah, touching him doesn't damage you. But, yeah, they're like rotten and they get stuck in the ground. Now this is a scene that's happening because I've gotten all the heart stars in the level. If I didn't get all the heart stars in the level at this point, this part wouldn't be happening. But yeah, as you can see, we're exorcising dark matter from the general vicinity. Now, if I had beaten the boss, this wouldn't happen, like I said. But if I got all the heart stars afterwards, I would need to come back here and beat Wispy Woods again to have that scene happen. Getting 100% requires you to have gotten all the heart stars in a world and then have beaten that world's boss. In any case, I think that's all for this time. Next time, we'll be starting up Level 2, Ripple Field. Let's see if Rick can be an aqua hamster. Kine isn't letting Choo Choo have Kirby now. Anyway, see you then!